When we were looking to buy this monitor, we went to YouTube to find some good reviews, but this came to no avail.
We took a shot in the dark and bought this monitor just based on customer reviews.
After a few weeks of having this monitor, I'm quite impressed with how good it is for the price tag of $140.
Which is pretty decent for a quality 1080p monitor.
Yeah.
To start off with, this ASUS monitor has a standard resolution of 1920 by 1080 with a refresh rate of 60 Hz, which is the normal for most monitors.
And with this monitor, it has a built-in audio with HDMI, like no setup at all with the HDMI. Like you're ready to go out of the box with audio with HDMI, but with VGA on the other hand, you have to set up a standard auxiliary cord into your computer, which is a hassle, but everyone's using HDMI these days, so.
Another thing this monitor offers is really thin for how cheap it is, and given that, also lightweight, which is good if you're on the move a lot.
Yes. Compared to other monitors, the vibrancy of the colors on this is outstanding. For how long we've had it for, we've seen a noticeable improvement from our previous monitors.
Another feature that I'd like to mention is that this monitor features something called eye care, but more on that later.
Another specification of this ASUS monitor is it has a 45-degree tilt, which is very convenient. Moving on to the main feature of this monitor, eye care.
Now, on the monitor's built-in menu, there's an option that just stands out from the rest, which is the blue light filter. And on that, there are 4 levels of blue light filtering, which the more you go down, the more blue light that gets filtered, which is really good if you're trying to have a long day of work and you're just sitting at the monitor for hours upon hours.
And plus, gaming marathons with all the fast movements, it gets very strainful on your eyes. And with the blue light filter, that reduces it to a very minimal amount.
Especially if you're a competitive player. As much as we had to say good things about this monitor, not every monitor is perfect.
Yes. If you're buying this monitor for the frameless aspect of it, it's not quite frameless since it has this half-inch black lining around the edges. But other than that, it's good.
It's pretty decent if you're trying to do multi-monitor setups.
Also, this monitor has a bottom brushed aluminum bezel, which isn't aluminum, it is plastic, so it might not be as durable as real aluminum.
Another downside of this monitor is the controls you use to actually control the user interface. It can be very cumbersome depending on who you are. Me and Micah have found it really cumbersome to try to get to work.
Also, on the back of this monitor, even though it has a matte covering over it, it seems to pick up a lot of fingerprints, which might not be so convenient for you.
Yeah, I mean, you could just rub your hand all over it without grease, and it'll show fingerprints like you would never see before.
And it's quite hard to wash out, since I personally tried to wash it out, and it's hard to do so.
And the last downside we have with this monitor is the very lackluster of I/O. You see, you only have HDMI VGA, which for most people it should be fine since everyone should be using monitor graphics cards to this day. But if you're looking for DVI or DisplayPort, you're not going to find this on this monitor.
To conclude, those are the only cons that we can think of.
And we are very picky on what's not good.
If those cons were the least of your concerns, definitely consider buying it as a cheap 1080p monitor.
If you enjoyed this video and want us to keep seeing content in this same manner, consider becoming a Patreon.
And our links are in the description. Please support our Patreon page!